first thing that I want to get into is something that I found interesting that I've been working on me personally and getting some help from friends of mine and then getting their opinions. And it's funny how this story kind of falls into exactly what I was going to say. So this was interesting to me, and y'all let me know what y'all think, okay? So we know that, well, if you don't know, we had a sudden loss, right? It was an artist who lost his life. He got shot. They said he was stealing his jewelry at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, right? In the LA area. I don't know exactly which part, you know what I'm saying? But just the great LA. Usually when people say down south, they consider, like, if you're not from California, let alone SoCal, they kind of just group all of Orange County, San Diego, West, East LA, Montebello, Inland Empire, like that whole area. They'll just group it into LA. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it too. Like I get where they're coming from. It's a lot to like, you know, kind of take in or kind of geographically go through everything. It's like us. We would be doing the same shit for New York, right? Like we're gonna say, oh yeah, New York, Brooklyn, and whatever, Uptown, Manhattan, or some shit like that. Until you get there and you realize there's so many fucking boroughs and 21 bridges and all these other different places, and some people consider Staten Island like their own thing. I've never even been to New York, dog. Like, how am I supposed to even know what the fucking 101st and 47th on the corner of Joe Namath and Joe Schmo? It's a lot, right? So if you're an outsider looking in, I definitely understand that, because like I said, I would be the same way if we're talking about New York. I'd be get lost. I'd be like, get out of here. New York is over here. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so going back to the PnB Rock thing. So PnB Rock, right? Artist, Philly. I want to say Philly area. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say Philly originally. Rapper, R&B. I would say most notably known for R&B music, but we'll just say artist in general, right? So tragic death. And I thought this recently just came out. So what was messed up is that his girlfriend. Now, mind you, he has a son, right? He has a baby, and he has a girlfriend and everything. And she had just recently went on her page and everything. She was saying that the rapper did not have life insurance or a will, and says that she ultimately was left with nothing, right? And this is pretty crazy because I literally just started. Well, I didn't just start it. I'm not gonna say just. That's a lie. But about 6 months ago, I was already going through the process of getting life insurance for myself, because, you know, I have a family now. I have my son, and I just know historically a lot of times, like especially in the Hispanic community, you know, there's not a lot of people that get that. And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna exclude anybody. And the reason why I'm saying like the Hispanic and Mexican community is because that's where I come from, right? So I can only talk about where I come from. It's tough for me to say everybody in the world when I don't get that data, bro. I don't sell life insurance, right? I don't be looking at people's pockets. I'm not in that lane, so I can't. It's tough for me to give that opinion on that, right? But in the Hispanic Mexican community, or my family at least, or where we come from and everything, I can touch on that a little bit, right? A lot of us don't have life insurance in that. So I know I wanted to break that mold in my family. But also, like I said, becoming a parent myself, I'm like, yeah, that's like the right thing to do and everything. And it's honestly not that hard. It's actually really simple. And I wish, and I was thinking about this too, but I wish I would have someone, you know, who's a life insurance agent, I guess you would call them, or a rep or something like that, on here to talk about it. And maybe we'll do that going forward too, because I know I have a few of my homies that do that, and I know a few people that that offer that, or you know, try to help families like that. So maybe that's what I'll do going forward and everything. But so I started the process about 6 months ago, and it doesn't take that long really, but I was recommended. So they say the older you wait, the more you wait, the older you get, the more expensive it gets, right? So they say to get it younger, but not too young, because it also is expensive when you're really young. And so there's like a good buffer area. And I was waiting to kind of get more data, get more information, make sure I did my research for everything. And also age. Age was a thing too. And so anyway, so to skip all that, like I said, maybe I'll save that for when I have the person here and everything. But I started it about 6 months ago. And I finally finalized everything, right? And it's like not perfect timing, but it's coincidentally on timing, right? Because then you get this information that's like that's coming out. The fact that he didn't have life insurance, the fact that there was no will left behind. Now, is this all true? Who knows, right? Who really ultimately knows other than the people involved and everything, right? So maybe she just doesn't have it yet. Maybe they haven't got that far yet and everything, right? But when it comes to like a will, you can make a will at any time as long as you get it notarized, right? You have a notarizer there as a witness and everything. And then on top of that too, you can get your will updated at any time. You can get your will updated when you move, when you have a child, when you switch jobs, when it's like, as long as you have a notarizer and have someone there as a witness, right? So you can update it. So maybe there's some info that's not being transferred just yet on that. But it was interesting on timing wise, like I said, because that gave me reinsurance on my end to be like, I'm doing the right thing, because it's unfortunate for something like that to happen, right? The exact details on this says that it's a video of gratitude when she she's saying thank you to everybody, and it says how much, the support means to her and everything. And then she goes on to say, she hasn't had any help. She added that, he took care of her, the family, of course, right? Ever since the tragic passing and everything, there's been no help. That's when she goes on to say, like I said, about the no life insurance or a will. And they're still young, though. Like, both of them. His girl, didn't get anything, right? So, here's the thing, though, too. This is where it gets tough. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, 2 kids, 2 daughters specifically. And he was 30. Whoa. Literally my age. Like, that's what makes it even more crazy. But